Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I'm using the Partizan, and for some reason I actually have a hard time using R1s with this weapon. Now what I mean by that, and I know it sounds really stupid to say I have a hard time doing R1 attacks with a spear. I know that sounds stupid. But what I mean by that is I have a hard time hitting counter attacks with its R1s. I don't know what it is about it, just something throws me off, and I really actually struggle to use R1 attacks. I don't know, I just do. So, anyway, getting started with the weapon itself, this weapon has a weight of 4.5 units, it has a D scaling in strength and a B in dexterity. For me, with my 40 strength and 35 dexterity, it has an AR of 368-ish, I want to say. And its R2 attacks are kind of awesome. Now, its R2 attacks do a 240-degree swing in front of you, so that's pretty unique for a spear. I would have to say that is without a doubt the biggest pro of the weapon. Just without a doubt, the biggest pro. I mean, you're using a spear and it can swing sideways. That's kind of unique. There is only one other spear that can do that, and that would be the Silver Knight spear, but, I mean, that's whatever. The Partizan is unique in the fact that it has horizontal swings with both of its R2s. When I say both, I mean both one-handed and two-handed. So, it's really a very unique swing. Or thing. Or something. You know what I mean. Let's see. The other pros of the weapon, of course, it's a spear. It's got the typical spear pros. You can turtle behind a shield and poke. You can benefit from the Leo ring if you're not me and don't struggle to hit counterattacks. You can just do spear stuff and R1 spam away at someone, I guess, if you want to do that. But it's kind of a waste of using this weapon, just because this weapon has lower damage than the other spear class weapons. And, you know, that's kind of a normal thing, you would think. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, it swings horizontally. That's really unique, and it can really turn things around. It can catch a person off guard. So, to have the damage be a bit lower, just because of that reason alone, I say that's a pretty good reason to me. I would be, completely fine for that trade-off. So, that's probably got something to do with why it does less damage than, say, the winged spear, which weighs the same amount and has similar scalings. So, let's see. The cons of the weapon, excuse me. The cons of the weapon, I would have to say, would be that low damage. I mean, it is a spear, it can make up for it really easily, but again, that damage is kind of low. It's equivalent to the regular spear, which no one ever uses, just because I actually don't know why no one ever uses it. I mean, the damage output is low, it is the shortest of the spears, but that still isn't a good reason for people not to use it, so I don't know, people are weird. I guess just because there's better options means they're not going to use a regular spear, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, the cons of this weapon, the cons of the Partizan, would definitely be the low damage output, and other than that, I really can't think of any. I mean, spears are pretty solid weapons in general. They're very flexible as it is, with their rolling attacks being able to swing at a slight angle when you're slashing upwards. It's enough to get people, plus they've got a really long reach, and they're pretty fast. So, in general, spears are very effective to use. Throw in the fact that you can swing horizontally with this one, and you have a really good weapon. I mean, its capability, its ability, whatever way you want to say it, to dead angle is pretty impressive, and I mean, you're able to do a 240-degree swing in front of you. If you unlock and get someone when they're trying to get up from being backstabbed or parried, then chances are you can catch them and get them pretty good with that swing. And you can actually do that for a kill shot, which, if you'll notice, I did a few times. So it's just a good little strategy, and right there I was watching and waiting just so I could get that last little hit to be a counterattack. Pretty sure I got it, but yeah. So this fight right here fighting against someone who's dual-wielding spears is interesting, to say the least. It's really kind of odd looking and really kind of awkward to fight. So that's one thing that you can do if you're, wanting to mix things up. Just do something stupid like that, and you can just see how well it goes. Because even though it does seem stupid, it could actually be surprisingly viable just because people aren't expecting it. But anyway, he's also using a Partizan and does a fairly good job of throwing in his R2s. And right there, we both went for a little jousting match, and he ended up winning, so good job to that guy. Alright, and I fought him a few times throughout this video. I fought a few people a few times throughout this video, and I had a good time with it. So, shout out to everyone who I ran into, except for the first guy, because he was being a bit of a jerk. He messaged me saying he let me heal and his controller died and blah blah blah, but whatever. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again, so anyway, I should probably go over the pros and cons quickly one more time. So the biggest pro of the weapon would be the horizontal swings, followed by the typical spear pros being the fast swing speed, the benefits from the Leo ring, and so on and so forth with all that. Turtle poking is another one. The biggest con of the weapon, the low damage output, and really that's kind of the only con of the weapon. I mean, it could be a little bit longer to be, more comparable to the other spears, but really the low damage output is what kind of sets this thing apart and is a really big con in my opinion. So anyway, this is the last fight. There's one little extra clip after this just because I, felt like including it. Well, not going to spoil it for you guys, but I kind of rolled a bit farther than I thought that I would have. So it's interesting to see. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.